Hello?
Hey, what's up?
And we're live. The internet can totally see you now. How
Well,
you
that's amazing.
doing today, sir?
I'm doing okay.
You know, I was excited. I was excited to share this with you, Mr. Williams. All the fucking goblin cunt bullshit going on. But yet, before like each of the last 5 shows we're doing, you and I seem there's this fucking air between us. What is it? Why is it? Because it's getting fucking tiresome.
I'm not sure. That's why I'm trying to. That's why I'm just trying to alleviate it and trying to be here. I'm trying not to vanish. I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to do. I'm saying anything to make you feel as if I'm saying you're carrying the load on your
Well,
own. So,
saying don't vanish is something you should acknowledge. It's not a jab. You usually, if you're say, yo, I'm around to do something, and if I don't respond within 10 minutes, it could be hours before I hear from you again.
but today. But see, we can only deal with today. It was only about 30 minutes after. Saying you
Sure.
responded.
Yeah, then I saw your message, I responded, and then today we connected in a nice, in a fashionable manner. But I don't know. It's like you want me to call or wait for OBS to open. You're like, wait for you can open OBS. I tell you it's open, all set and ready to go. You say, awesome. I just say awesome as in you're ready to be clear because when I asked start now prior to OBS opening or with the OBS opening, I mean that when you say open OBS, that means you might be doing some things. So at that point, I feel it's seen as you saying I'm going to take the extra minute. So me saying all set and ready to roll, I would think awesome is not like you know what I'm saying. I feel like, but then all I said to you was awesome as in you're ready to clarify. I feel like that's not a clear answer. You're just saying awesome, and then I say as in
Okay.
you're ready, and you say come on, man, yeah. I'm saying.
Because it's like I just like I said, I thought about it. I thought awesome would be the more lighthearted way to go about it than saying, yeah, I'm here and I'm ready, just to make sure that because I know that that's the pathway it's coming to. So maybe it would have been simpler for me to just say, yeah, I'm here, cool, I'm here and I'm ready. So that would have been clear and concise, and it would have had no confusion at all to where we were at that present moment.
Well, that cockery aside, are you ready for the current Coca Cola? The current nonsense. Oh, that's right. I was gonna call this episode the Cosmic Goatsy, and I named it this stupid thing instead. There's a little game of Goatsy going on in the universe right now, and our old friend Zero Infinity, well, he may be the face sticking out of the Goatsy.
And how is that? Would you like to elaborate, good sir?
Yeah, listen, how fat is she? You're gonna have to play that game all the way here. Because I'm about to propose you some nonsense, so participation is gonna be mandatory on this one. Uh, okay, so this morning, I don't recall the time. Um, it was at some point in time after midnight, before now. Um, I'm on the old Discord. Actually, I can look at the Discord and give you a time. Oh, Toby's awake now. Maybe he could share this if he's awake. Uh, oh boy, I was talking to Toby and Shane, and then at some point, oh, I know, I can look into the zero because that's where That's where the timeline diverges. Here we go at about. There's a lot of messages since then. Boopity beepity bop. Beepity boppity boop. Jiminy crickets. Holy shit. 4:34 a.m. is when we added 0 to the call between the three of us. And just having a normal chat. At this point, Shane's a little saucy as it is at that point in the evening. And I don't remember exactly. That's why I actually wish Toby was a part of this so he can fill in some details that I don't recall because he seems to have slept since this occurred. Toby Zero asked us to like join some stream or something. I don't want to misquote this because I don't recall exactly how it happened. But all I know is we went from chatting amongst ourselves in private to chatting onto some guy's live stream. And Shane, you know how Shane gets when he's tipsy, right?
Yes.
Well, he's being Shane. I noticed at first because I actually, if you look at the last video on here, you can hear the incident in question. But I didn't start recording until maybe a minute or two into it. And at first, I wasn't really saying anything because I had just gotten in there. I think I might have made some sex noises when I first showed up. But I did ask beforehand. I do remember that. I said, "Is this the kind of crowd I can show up making sex noises at?" And I got an emphatic yes. So I think I might have showed up making sex noises. Ooh, but just brief. You don't want to be too obnoxious. After, I don't know, it doesn't take more than 30 seconds of Shane's fucking drunken rambling before one tends to go offhand, to go out of bounds. And I just started screaming, "Don't listen to him. He's from the government." And, people are laughing. The host is like, "What the hell's going on here?" Everyone's like, "I don't get what's going on." And then, it's like a little bit of joking occurring. And I was like, "Oh, yeah, this guy Kangaroo brought us here." Because they had some guy in there named Kangaroo. Get some laughs. It's very light. Toby keeps trying. What's his face? Shane keeps trying to make his points. I keep screaming he's from the government. I scream cunt, 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 cunt. I make masturbating noises. I'd say he's a wizard. Wizards don't have rights. Just like that, right? Simple, right? It doesn't seem like anything, right? Seems like I'm telling you a bunch of nothing right now, right?
Not anything that's not normal to you. Anyone who knows you.
Wait, what?
I'd say nothing.
I hear you. Not anything that's not normal when it comes to me. Right.
Yeah.
Par for the course, a typical evening. I did remember something. This guy, Cade, whose show it was, is who Zero claims to have always thought Toby was, and that they were like doppelgangers. So there was a brief exchange between Toby and Cade that went on, and then it kind of like lulled and went dead. And that's when I started being silly. But even one of the people in the call was like, I wasn't being fucking crazy. I was just being a little silly. And the host was not in any way, shape, or form controlling his show or whatever. He just completely gave up control the second Shane started drunk talking. So, okay, that's that. Story ended. You'd think. Well, then I'm like, you know what? Let me look at this other stream Zero's has been talking about recently. You remember the ones who streamed us last week?
That he said, yes.
Yeah. So I pop in there, and they're playing some Jesus stuff. I made some chats and I'm commenting in the chats a little bit. And then I just kind of went about my business. Left it on. It was on mute. I wasn't listening to the Jesus shit. And just peeking every now and again to see what they're saying. And then eventually they start talking about me. So as soon as they start talking about me, I, of course, pop in there. And now they think it's all this LARP and they think it's all this thing, but that's not where it ends. So this guy Cade then puts out a video essentially like changing the entire structure of his channel. The video is called I mean, I think the best way to do it at this point is just play you this dude's video. Because it's funny. It's fucking funny when hearing how it went down, and then here it goes. It's called Spineless Cowards and Drunk/High ZZ Top Hooligans. Now, see if you can hear it through my mic at first, instead, so you can be live, okay? Let's see how that goes. And if it don't work, then whatever. We'll fix it out. I could just send it to you. We could do the 1, 2, 3. How about that? You want to do that, or you want to try to hear it through my mic?
I mean, it seemed like it might be quicker to try to see if I can hear it through the mic. But if you want to just go right to the just listening simultaneously, I'm game for that too.
Well, tell me how it sounds to you. Here, we'll try this out. And hello there, Godwin Poe. Oh boy.
I know this video is going to get reported, but that's alright. We're going to smack the shell out of these clowns for 48 hours. YouTube is filled with a bunch of tough guys that are actually nothing more than spineless cowards. Actually, no, it's worse than that. It's more like crybabies. And every time I take shots at them, they run off to tattle. And when
So you can hear this just fine, right? I'm assuming?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'm hearing it pretty good.
All right, so we'll just do this.
Show up in their live streams, women have to jump in front of them with a shield because they can't even defend themselves. You see, these pathological liars with extremely low IQs can only do 3 things when I come into their chat room. They can either run, which a lot of them do, and they close down their channels. They can kick or ban me, which usually happens within...
Funny how he says people run when he comes in their live streams, but he literally ran when we came into his own live stream. You know what I'm saying? Like... He literally ran from his own fucking stream. I just got to point that out. But anyway, let's go back to it.
5 seconds of me entering the room. Or the third option, which is what most of them do, which is do all the above and report me to YouTube. Now, a man who was on here in the past named NK Ultratard used to report me to YouTube for showing personal information about him. He claimed that I was a nefarious hacker. And Stephen Yaxley Lennon said that I was the most dangerous man on YouTube. Even though that these men have a history of reporting me, I've never reported these men for anything. I guess that's the difference between an alpha and a beta. You see, when I get bullied, I don't need YouTube's nipples to suck on. I can handle my own fights. That's usually what happens when you have balls. And while we're on the subject of pathetic men, I'd like to address the drunks that came into my live stream last night. How's it going, fellas? You know, I had about 6 software programs running when you guys came into my channel like a herd of retarded cattle. I had so many software programs running that I didn't actually see what was going on. I heard a few people remark and a few people in the chat room say that someone was doing drugs while on camera, which I personally don't really care about, but might get my YouTube channel shut down. However, that's not what really pissed me off. What really frustrated me is that these guys were screaming about stuff that had nothing to do with anything. One guy spent his time on my channel pretending to pleasure himself, and when I found out that these wild beasts were actually Lauren's friends and he invited them into my live stream, I realized, wow, he must be pretty stupid too. Because you're either an idiot who invited all these people in and went AFK because you didn't know any better, or you brought in a bunch of guys to destroy my channel. So since I didn't know what was going on and I had so many programs running at the same time, I decided to close down the live stream, take a break. And you know what I thought when I was taking that break? Maybe I was wrong. Maybe those guys weren't actually in there to tank my channel. Maybe I misjudged them. I should really give them another chance. I should run another live stream. Most would say that I'm a glutton for punishment, but the truth is that I have a lot of faith in humanity. That's why I never ban anyone, because I always feel like I can talk to anyone. Even if they're like Stephen Yaxley, Billy Willow, who I allow to scream at me for hours, without ever banning him or censoring him. And then when I go on his channel, gee whiz, I get banned in 5 seconds. Imagine that. Now,
I gotta pause this because it's a long fucking video, but Lanny from Canada, has showed up, and you were actually going to be mentioned next in this. Not in a bad way. Don't worry. But the point is, this character, Mr. Williams, went and he's about to say how he's changing his channel now because of this incident, and how I think said something about he's gonna like censor all cursing on there, and he's only gonna do certain kind of videos. I don't know. All I know is he completely is changing his way. Yes, Kangaroo invited us, Lanny, but because of this incident, and then this Lanny from Canada guy I see, boom, pops up with another video talking about this incident. I see some trucker character, OCM, OJM, whatever. This trucker guy, he was already doing his stream, but in the middle of his stream, people, hey, there's things hijacking some cicada-type LARPers. Now, I don't even know what the fuck Cicada had to do with me screaming, he's from the government, wizards don't have rights, cunt, 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 and going, I'm two-finger jerking. I don't know how that was Cicadian or a LARP, but here we are. Oh, and then there was a whole nother live stream talking about it too. So, you know, I don't know. Lanny from Canada. Well, the official story is the Kangaroo did it. But we all know the truth. We all know the truth of who invited us.
Well, this is fun.
Yeah.
So this is where we now. So now we're being brought up to speed. Have I now been fully brought up to speed here, or is there?
I don't know. That's why I wish fucking Toby was here and you guys could fight real quick, and then he could tell you more, because I haven't slept since this occurred. I went on the show. These people who don't like the Jews. And then I have people telling me I'm like this fucking Jew shill. And Toby, who also like, you can't stand the truth about the Jewish conspiracy. I just don't fucking get it, because I'm like sitting there telling these people I don't care about it. It's not that I don't see the conspiracy. I see the hatred in Hasidic Jews' eyes when I grew up around them. They looked at me like I was the fucking devil, and as a result of it, I used to drive around throwing fucking pennies at them from the car, like whipping them. That's what we would do. We would drive around to the Hasidics and fucking whip pennies at them because they looked at us like we were fucking animals. You could see it in their fucking eyes. I had a hatred for Hasids. But that doesn't mean I need to give two fucks about this goddamn Jew conspiracy.
But let me just say this. Let me ask you a quick question here, because you know me. I'm always going to say the same thing when it comes to this whole thing about focusing on one group here. You know what I'm saying? Look, they're right. They're right about the Zionist Jews. You know what I'm saying? But that's not the only thing. But if they want to stay on that, I can only connect with people who see the bigger picture, that it's not just. I try to tell them,
look what you just said. They are right about the Zionist Jews, yet except they keep coming to you and to me and saying we are this, you know what I'm saying, pro fucking Israel propaganda machine. They have these delusional thoughts. And I bring it up because that's also the common thread with all these other groups. It's all this spot the Jew crowd.
But see, and that's all I'm trying to do is say, look, I'm not trying to play a contest, to play a pissing contest of who has the uglier group, you know what I'm saying, at the head of this whole conspiracy. Doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? They're all profiting off of it, you know what I'm saying, whether you believe it's the crooked corporations, you know what I'm saying, bad government officials, you know what I'm saying, the old guard, you know what I'm saying, in the UK, you know what I'm saying, the Vatican, or whatever. You know, they're all benefiting off of the same conspiracy. So to sit here and say that you're wrong, we're right about who we really feel like is the head of it, it's just stupid. The whole label thing is stupid. I think anybody who's, I think anybody who's willing, who, you know, who has the means and is willing to basically move on that agenda, they're willing to welcome in.
Lanny from Canada keeps saying it's more than one supervillain, but gets called the fence sitter, and that's exactly how it goes. you have to fully agree with what they say, or you're a fence sitter, or you're a traitor, or you're a part of this machine, and they don't realize. It's like that Ben Folds song. How's it go? Smile like you've got nothing to lose. Something. I don't know. They know. Just know they're not sizing you up. They know your mom fucked you up and let you watch too much TV. You know what I'm saying? But they still look in your eyes and see the human inside. It's like those others that we, the enlightened, we judge these normies. But they're looking back at us like, we know that your mommy fucked you up. We know that you're fucking whatever. And they look past that and see the human is what he's trying to say. And my point is that these people, they think that the normies are all against their agenda and stuff, but most of them are like what you just said. Most people believe in the Zionist fucking Jew conspiracy. They just don't give a shit. Because there's not a goddamn thing they can do. And they know it's ridiculous to chase it.
I mean, and I guess the thing is, to me, it's just so superficial. Okay, look, you guys want to sit there and say, look at the Hollywood thing. No, Gibson was on the right track and all this bullshit. It's just, like I said, it's just like, I just feel like you just keep chasing this one long tentacle and you just don't fucking see. The big ass monster, with several fucking tentacles, way down the fucking way. I just don't get, what this whole thing is, is one partial battle. I mean, who knows? Maybe they're saying, look, we're willing to engage this section, of the monster while other people engage other sections. But I mean, that would at least make some sort of sense, but not basically, but truly feeling like there's no other entity in control, and at this situation other than the Jews. Then it's just,
yes, I think there's other entities personally, but it's what I don't understand is why they don't seem to find a common ground. It's like, okay, so in the overall conspiracy, there are many different heads, right? And maybe the Jew conspiracy is one head. You have whatever other kind of conspiracies, a gay conspiracy, a Muslim, a Christian. You have all these different conspiracies, and they're all different fucking heads of the Hydra fucking beast. So, you know what I mean? I don't know. I just don't give a shit, really. I just don't give a shit because...
But here's what I feel like it is. I feel like the whole thing with race and religion and super patriotism and things of that, I think those are all just devices of division. Yeah, that's just the way to keep us divided, to keep us basically focused in on each other and
to keep us in the loop.
Huh?
To keep us in a loop. It's simply to keep us repeating the same bullshit, acting out insanity.
Yeah, so that's that one section of it, and those of us who get past that, like, see, so that's where I really feel like some of the people need to understand that have a thing for Zionist Jews. I get it, and I actually respect you to an extent because you've gotten past the overall situation that doesn't believe in the situation overall. You've gotten past that.
Then what, Mr. Williams? Toby's not Braveheart. He's not going to go out there and William Wallace the fucking world against the Jews. So what the fuck is the point? That's why I believe it's a loop. There's something better he could be doing with his beliefs as well. All of us. We're just happen to be discussing those who are fixated on the Jew at this moment. I believe these are our loops. They get us nowhere. Find the ways to fight your enemies without harming yourself, I guess. I don't know. I don't have the answers.
The art of fighting without fighting. I
You know,
guess
DeFango called me Grun Jesus on his fucking channel tonight, but I ain't no Jesus, folks. I ain't got the answers.
Okay, and plus, yeah, and we still, and the jury is still out on whether we're looking at hippie Jesus, or are we looking at soul brother Jesus, or you know,
I told you, man.
Or maybe Jesus Goldberg. You know, who knows? The
Look,
jury is still even out on that.
I don't know. I think all these people who name the Jews are working without, they don't even realize that this conspiracy they believe in, they are pushing the agenda of that conspiracy, and they're muddying the waters, and they're playing right into their hands. They're being tools. Because I go on to you're not blocked, Lanny. I mean, all I see since Fence Sitter is, was I blocked? Oh no, but not blocked here, pal. Your video looked interesting. What were you smoking in that video? It fucking looked like the dude had like a cigarette that he lit like 90 times in his video. Motherfucker lit the cigarette 90 times, right? Oh, I didn't see that. Yeah, we can give you a link. I'll give everybody a link. Do you mind, Mr. Williams?
What, the link to come in?
Yeah, do you mind putting the link out to the world?
Sure.
All right.
I don't mind.
See where it goes, because I'm just meandering as always. Here you go. Here's a link. Yeah, no, I did not see that. Oh, I don't have it on live. I have it on Top Chat like an idiot, so that's probably why it jumbles shit up. Boop 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 bada boop. Nope, still all I see is the last line about the fence sitter.
Explain. Oh God, when Pope explained the loop to H. Oh my. Yes, I needed to be educated. Jeez, I mean,
well, we're all in the no, but there is something here with the Mr. Anonymous and Shane and Zero. Toby, don't be a pussy. He says he'll sit this one out.
hey,
I think. What do you think? Toby's a chicken, huh?
I want H to like me again.
So how does Toby get you to like him again?
Wow. I don't know, man. Like I said, it's gonna take me some time because I told you, it's gonna be some 7 circles of hell shit that he's gonna have to go through with me because he crossed some lines. So it's gonna be some shit that he's gonna have to go through in order to really prove to me that he's worthy, that he's worthy of sitting with me on a show. Because right now I don't think he is. So
that is fair. Hello.
That he crossed some serious race baiting lines. First of all, that's the thing.
But he's a troll.
Huh?
But he is a troll. Let's say hi to Lanny from Canada.
Hey there, fellas. How's it going?
Hello.
Hey there, hey there.
Who's Cade and why should I give a shit?
Well, that's why I was wondering how you guys even got involved in the Cade. Where you guess you said Dundee brought you over. I thought it was Lauren.
It was. We're just teasing him.
Oh, okay. Cade's, he used to be Demonetized Patriot. I don't know if you've seen that channel before. He was involved with the GDL guys, and he really likes Adam from No More News. But then he fell out with all the GDL guys and started just going down the drama fest over the last couple months. But he's not he's not a horrible guy. He's just kind of a troll.
Not a good one. I mean, like, we literally just showed up, and he fucking collapsed.
Yeah, he gets very paranoid. Like, he thinks he says he's got to go back and edit all the words out of his videos if there's swears and stuff. And yeah, he took it a little far, I thought. But the other guy that's on with him a lot, Domingo too. He's a character.
Oh, what were you smoking in that video you made? You lit what looked like a cigarette 90 times in a row, and then when you seemed to finally get it lit, you put it out when there was still like 3/4 left and pop it in your thing.
It's just tobacco. You know.
That was some moist tobacco. What do you roll your own in a tube?
It's called a one hitter. So you just dip it in the tobacco, and then you're able to take one hit off it.
Oh,
And then you.
I didn't notice that end of it. Okay, now I get it.
That way you don't have to keep smoking all the paper. It's like a ceramic
Yes.
cigarette.
And speaking of tobacco, actual tobacco, that's what that wizard guy was smoking in Cade's stream, not crack cocaine.
Yeah, I didn't think there would be crack cocaine going on.
I mean, he just smoked out of the tobacco pipe, and then everyone's like, he's smoking crack. Hashtag fucking crack pipe gate.
So what world did you guys come from? Like the fucking Freddy world, the Defango world, the Tidor world?
Now, none of the above. I mean, we just came on our own. We did cross over with the Defango world.
Oh, hang on.
Yeah, we were pulled into that.
Well, I pulled them into us. I inserted myself into them.
Yeah, and then they can spiritize Todd while only saying of me, modestly that I had a giant head.
Giant shiny head.
Show me
Fango
what you
made
got.
videos about me. I'm the Illuminati shill goblin bad guy. I'm the creator of Quinn Michaels. There's all these things out there. But really, I just got really high on mushrooms one day, and the mushrooms told me how to find Cicada. And that's how I found them. And what they were doing kind of mixed with what I was doing, which was bullshit. And it seemed like a little fun thing to throw my bullshit against their bullshit and see what happened. But then everybody else just went crazy, really. I mean, that's really it. But we didn't get here through anything. I've only seen fucking Freddy in passing, so I don't even know who he is. Just learned about OCM, Debate Club, all these GDL people and all that. Just learned about them. It's all through Zero. Zero's a common thread in everything. Like, there's a cosmic goat seeing Zero's faces popping out. He's the turtle head.
Well, did he get you guys into the whole? Do you guys know the Flat Earth LARP and the Jeff Stewarts and all that stuff? The Truman Show was he pushing that on you?
Yeah, he's been trying to, but I always yell at him. I call him Queero. I ban him.
He's been going everywhere doing that, though. That's like the guy he keeps playing is the guy that called my work and fucking was just like fucking with me and shit. But they say they're not.
Oh, that's Jeff Stewart.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, you're the guy who Jeff Stewart wasn't, because he fucking.
I'm not the bribe guy that he was going after, like that craziness. I'm just got kind of caught up in the shit because I was like, yeah, I didn't think him going after a missing girl that wanted to be off YouTube was appropriate, and it turned out she wasn't missing. She just wanted to be off YouTube, and it was just a whole thing. And he got mad at me and called my work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's who Lauren keeps pushing for the last few months on everyone's live stream. He'll go on live stream and be like, can I play this clip, this guy for you?
Yep. And we always yell at him for it. So he has tried to share all of this. We've just blocked him. Like, we've just ignored it because, I don't know, it's like this game. How many times can I get this random live stream to say Jeff Stewart,
Mm-hmm. I know, and I keep getting mad at him. I'm like, what the fuck you did? Because when he talks to me, he's like, oh, I know you have a reason to be mad, and you just got caught in the crossfire of this shit, but you only sell 4 stars. I was like, no, I seen it all go down, man. It was ridiculous, and you keep promoting it. I don't know what you're doing, man. But I don't know how it turned into you guys going after the Kate situation. That's weird.
He just... Toby, I see you there. How did it happen again? I don't recall. I know Zero approached us and said, hey, you guys want to go on this stream or something, right? Isn't that how it went? I don't recall. But it was literally like we were just in private 1 second, and then he suggested it, and we're all like, yeah, sure. And that was it. We were in this guy's chat the next second.
Well, do you know? I mean, in that video, he's talking with these other guys that I know, the Yaxley and Banksy. That he calls MK Ultra. They're streaming right now. They're there's a British fella, so they're very involved in the fight with Kate. So they would probably be fans of yours, but they're also involved in the supervillain of Jewish people are the only supervillains. So there's a lot of that going on.
Oh yeah. I don't know. I think it's a lost. Hey, listen, more power to them. I mean, if it gives them some sense of control over their destiny, who am I to say stop it?
Well, there is definitely a thing, like with 9/11 and the Zionists that have infiltrated governments and mainstream media and all that shit. There's definitely a thing there, but you can't say that the Catholics aren't fucked up. You can't say that there's not fucked up Wahhabi Muslim. You can't say that there's not a China power. There's not other money power structures like the monarch and the Vatican. Like all that. They're like, oh, that's all cryptos. They're all Jewish people too. I'm like, oh my god. Okay, so everyone's Jewish. Everyone, all right. It's like you can't win because they just go, well, they're cryptos working for the Jewish people. And I'm like, all right.
That's exactly how I feel. I mean, honestly, but we're bad for that. We're not. I guess we're not righteous enough for their causes.
Well, they call us Shabbos goys.
Yeah. Well, it's funny, in this level of the conspiracy, you got the Jews looking at us like pigs, and then the anti-Jews looking at us like we're pigs.
Yeah. And there's a lot of. I see this other fellow here. He's a black fellow. There's a mixture of people that are anti-racist, which is why I first was like, oh, this is interesting. There's actually people that are speaking out against power, but they're anti-racist. But there's so much of the white nationalist involved in this shit too, where they're just like white power, and it's like, my God, man, it's a whole mixture of too many. I don't know. I guess I'd say different opinions, but they're all involved in this GDL world.
Yeah. And they get pigeonholed, like I don't know. They're stuck somewhere. Mr. Williams here and we can have what I feel to be so much valuable conversations. I apologize. I'm an idiot talking right now. I haven't slept in well over 24 hours. And I'm out of weed.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, last bowl. But same thing.
Is Goodwin Post? So Lauren thought is that Will?
Yes.
Lauren thought, okay, so yeah, because I remember Lauren was a week or so ago going on streams playing this clip of I guess this guy and then saying now listen, that's Kate. He has the same voice, and I don't know, they did sound a little similar. But yeah, I guess that's that guy.
Well, Toby Godwin, why do you say it's the 3301 ARG? I mean, because it's another CW storyline. I see what he's saying. There's another recurring thread. Have you noted? How much do you know about the cicada stuff, Lanny? Am I saying it right, Lanny?
Yep. Yeah, that's Lanny. Is that the guy that went and looked for the sword in the desert, and then it was all kind of a LARP and then did it tie in with QAnon?
Yeah, pretty much. It was a spear of destiny.
Yeah. And then the guy put like a fake spear out there and made it look like he found it. I don't know if that's all real or not. I just kind of in the background. It was in the world, I think, when all that Pizzagate shit was going on too, and it was, hey, Renee's in the house.
Yeah, it wasn't real.
Okay, yeah, I didn't know if you guys were involved with that. If you thought it was real, so.
And look, Defango can deny it all he fucking wants, but I pushed their hand. Mr. Williams can verify. We have the videos to verify, and his own tweets, Defango's own tweets will verify what we did to their little game forced their hand to push that spear of destiny out sooner. Because I was just going at him real hard before it happened. And plus I was getting all these proton mails and stupid Mojave Desert phone booth calls with all these weirdos giving me tips like about this and that, and people who were there at the site and like ask them about the glow stick.
I even chase some, some Casey Anthony narrative, all the way to fucking Arizona and shit like that. All through Facebook. It was insane.
But yeah, so we went on this like long thing, like just fucking with them and their game. And eventually he was like, oh, yeah, it's not real, Todd Grundle, and just keeps posting tweet after tweet and Facebook post after Facebook post, just tagging me. And when he first gets his Spear of Destiny, because we pushed his fucking hand. There's a lot of interesting stuff to that. But anyway, the point is, it's all bullshit, and all of their storylines come from CW DC Universe shows, like The Flash, Legends of Tomorrow. What's the other ones, H?
Arrow. There's
Arrow.
also Supergirl.
I don't think they use Supergirl. But now you got these weirdos LARPing recycled storylines from superhero cartoons, and then you have the worst weirdos on the receiving end going fucking crazy over it.
Yeah.
Like, literally, people losing their minds because of some fucking fruitcakes playing a LARP with some TV. It's ridiculous.
So you guys are on the side of at least calling out these people.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I don't believe in what they do because we have this one character who may be extremely mentally disturbed as a result of DeFango's LARP.
Is that the guy that shaved half his head, Quinn?
No, well, that's a whole nother story, and we can get into that too, but let's just say there's an 8-hour video that's up on my channel now, and if you want to see the results of DeFango's LARP, you can look at it. It's there. I don't want to name the character.
What about is that DJ Genki? Is he involved in this role? Because everyone's been saying that is also Cade. People think Cade is DJ Genki.
See, that I don't know, but I do know that DJ Genki was one of the first names to pop up in my little rabbit hole in this shit.
Right.
Is that I would?
That's what the British guys on Small Talk say.
That wouldn't make sense to me though. If he was DJ Genki, he should be used to this level of. I mean, we just showed up and all I did was yell at a drunk guy. You know, like a drunk guy babbled and I screamed. He's from the government. Cunt, 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 cunt. Yeah. Masturbation noise. And he collapsed. Like,
and he took it very serious.
Yeah. So I don't know too much about this DJ Genki. Go ahead.
Cade fucks around so much on. That's why I'm surprised when he takes things so serious. Like, he shut down his demonetized Patreon channel because someone said the FBI might be on to you over the synagogue shooting, because he was in a stream with that Handsome Truth GDL guy, I think, and then the synagogue shooting happened the next day, and someone said, "Oh, you should be worried the FBI is going to contact all you guys," thinking you were behind it, and then he took off from that channel, got scared, thinking it was a real situation that he was going to be tied up, and when he had nothing to do with it or nothing went, you know what I mean? But he just gets in his head that shit's going to be all like, "Oh, this." So last night you guys came on to take down his channel, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I felt. And by the way, the copyright music was some guy named Sven who was already in there.
He says he wasn't there at the time and he didn't do it. I don't know.
Oh, he's full of shit.
He's a pretty honest guy. Like, that guy's pretty cool. I don't think he would lie. But
wait, actually, Toby, you can confirm. Maybe I know at one point. No, it was Sven. He was the last person there because I kept being like, you know, I can't find the Sven for what I'm trying to say. Like, I kept implanting Sven for different words in a sentence, just randomly.
But that's the thing. You can't get your channel taken down because you played music. I play music. It's just they'll make it so you can't monetize. I don't monetize shit anyway. But certain companies, they automatically will block because they have a copyright. But most music you can play, and it's not an issue. And they won't take your channel down. They just won't let that video come up.
Dude, the song in question is sitting here on my fucking channel right now. I mean, it played on my stream, and it's still there.
It doesn't shut you down. It just, all it does is make it so you can't monetize it, and it'll in your description it'll list that song and who it came from and where it came from.
Yeah, and you can't monetize anyway. Not doing this kind of shit. I mean,
no, exactly.
Like you smoked a cigarette. You can't even smoke a cigarette and get monetized. You can't say fuck. You can't do a lot of shit. So that's
I always
just
try and put age restrictions on too, just so it.
Yeah, but you can't monetize with age restriction, can you?
No, I would never monetize no matter what, but I just mean in the sense of being censored, I'll put the age restriction to avoid extra bullshit of, you know, smoking or swearing, because you can get away with more, at least if you're age restricted.
Gotcha. Yeah, I always forget to do that.
Yeah, it's an extra step. It is an extra step, but it does keep away people from finding you that you don't want to. Maybe,
I did a few like that. But really, you could play music on anything I do. And like you said, as long as it's not one of the banned ones, which at worst, it'll just block that video. I don't even know if they do copyright strikes anymore. I hear about them.
It's not.
It-
That's the thing.
it-
It's not really a strike. It just more says you. It would sometimes it'll just block that video from being played. That's it. And then other times it'll just tell you that fucking it'll put a commercial or something, or it'll put like a little pop up on your video for that Warner Brothers or for whoever.
Yeah.
It's not that crazy that Kate's making it sound.
Yeah, I figure you want to make $1 on YouTube, you got to have products that you're already selling. Like, 'cause I don't think even Joe Rogan, I think he makes like $1,000 a month, and he's one of the most viewed.
No, I think he well, I'm not sure, but I think he makes more just based off the hits on his channel. I could be wrong though.
I read something because like they demonetized them or something, but like
Oh, did they?
yeah, they get like 0.00001, like 0.00001 or some shit of a penny for each view.
Oh, true. Yeah, it's like Spotify.
I heard him saying it's very low, but he has other sources, but just from YouTube is where it's.
He
low.
definitely makes millions off the podcast though, with his just own commercials and podcasts. Not necessarily off YouTube, but
So what do you do on the YouTube? How are you involved in all of this?
I've just always kind of been a ball buster, and when I see con men running around, I usually make comedy videos or fuck around. But then it gets me sometimes caught up in people getting mad and trying to dox me and go after me because I use my real face and name and shit. So it gets me into trouble. But I mostly like I'd went after the David Siemens in the past, call for an uprising, Russian vids, fucking Jeff C. A lot of these people that I just find to be characters on YouTube. But I mostly came on just for, music and looking at shit and sports. But then it turns into conspiracy world and rabbit holes.
That sounds pretty accurate. It's pretty much the same here.
Yeah.
I honestly, we just sit around and make dick and fart jokes, yet we constantly are involved in like, as Renee USA says here, Renee USA, bunch of nothing burgers.
Yeah.
We're always involved, it seems, in something. We're always accused of being LARPers and
Yeah.
because we're all over the place. I mean, and again, we're like the black sheep of the podcast world because we don't believe our opinions are absolute. So, we're willing to be challenged. We're willing to be wrong. We're willing to not know everything and be willing to, research something even right on the show because we don't believe everything that we say is just so absolute that once we say it on a podcast, it can never be revised. We can never say that we were wrong or, or even revise, a statement that we may have had because then we lose somehow some kind of credibility as podcasters, whatever that means. So, I mean,
let's lose all credibility right now. Maybe Lou was right. Lou Lanny is our old co-host. He's been fired because he tried to dox me on a stream in conjunction with this Toby character here, Will Godwin. But you see, Toby's trolling, so that's what a troll's supposed to do. Toby is playing the role of the adversary, but this co-host Lou was, a confidant, so therefore it's a betrayal. So he tries to dox me. He has Toby. He's setting up events for Toby to come in here and troll. What was the point of Lou? Maybe Lou was right though, and maybe Zero really is a Russian spy, and Toby works with Zero, and that's why they've removed him because he was getting too close. Bum 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 bum. And Renee's calling you a face sitter, Lanny.
Yeah, face sitters.
oh no, I think she might have been calling me a fence sitter.
I like. So yeah, maybe Zero really is a fucking troll. 'Cause he's. I'm telling you guys, keep your eyes on that Zero. You all know who he is. He's everywhere.
No, he's been around for years. Yeah, I've known like a period. That's why it's weird to me that he keeps on. He's so obsessed with Jeff. It's crazy.
Yeah, and what is Jeff but a giant troll, if anything? It's like this fake flat Earth show.
Yeah, he went hardcore. And he went from being like a flat guy to not a flat guy to a flat guy. I don't even know where he's at now. I try and stay away from him. I think he's got a new channel. I'm on my 4th or 5th channel just because I keep trying to get away from trolls and shit. But
I gave up.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no,
okay.
I hang out with my troll, Toby.
But see, that's the thing, and I think that's the thing where I understand what you're saying, Todd, about Toby doing the troll things that trolls do. But see, no other troll that I've ever battled or trounced or whatever has ever said, I want H to like me now.
He called you the N-word and the C-word, so I understand. That's.
But even still, like I said, they've been more clever and nasty.
Tried to dox my whole family though, so it's kind of like the same shit. Like I just see him as a fucking instigating cocksucker, and that was his goal. Like to be an instigating cocksucker. He was hurt by us, so he lashed out at us.
But now he wants me to like him, and it's like, okay, you crossed some lines, so it's going to cost you. It's going to really
cost you. He did these
you.
things because he felt ostracized by us, or because him and Zero are evil Russian agents, and actually, Toby is part of the Jewish conspiracy, and that's why he keeps spreading the anti-Jewish thing, because it's a whole muddy the waters situation.
But see, here's the thing that he doesn't. But here's the one thing he doesn't understand that really annoys me about him though is that the show that is that the one is like one of the shows that he used to hang his hat on is like, oh my God, when I was on this show. That's one of the highest viewed shows that that you had. But it was a show that I summoned him on in an attempt to try to at least have some intelligent dialogue with him. Otherwise, he wouldn't have got on the show.
Those were troll tactics, man. When you, Lanny, knowing very little to this situation, if you have a show that's getting, I don't know, between 20 and 50 views, and somebody is commenting like, hey, this show was better viewed because I was on it, do you think they're being for real or they're just being trolls? He's on mute, so he might not have heard any of that or something. He might be AFK.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm with you. Yeah, I thought I hit on mute. No, I think that's because that's something Kate says a lot. He said, "Oh, every time I come to somewhere, you get more views, that kind of shit." But so yeah, people are trolling when they say that.
Yeah, it's a clear troll tactic. So again, his game was to be a troll, and that's it. So, can you hate? I guess you can hate a troll. I guess.
See, I don't hate him for that stuff.
But we did invite it. Did we not invite it? Did you not come at me, trolls? Did we not do all that?
Yeah. So once the battle's done, and it's like none of them have ever said, "Hey, I want you to like me now." It's like, what? Like most of them wouldn't even bother to waste their time of saying, because they would in no way want to like me after we've gone at it for so long. So it's like, no, they wouldn't even bother themselves to say, or lower themselves probably at that point, and they would view to say, please, hey, can we be friends now? But to have this situation where now he's saying, hey, let's be, let's be friends now. I want you to like me now. It's like, hey, now that you wanted me to like you, you've crossed some fucking lines that you've got to atone for. I'm not just talking about all that
trolling more.
Yeah, that racist shit, which is to me was just unclever. I've dealt, like I said, maybe I haven't dealt with the higher level of trolls, which technically more seem like the lower level of trolls, where they were just, to me, unclever. They were just unclever. Those people were just, they were nasty. They said some things that really dug at my gut, but it wasn't race baiting. It wasn't, but they said some shit that really dug at me. It was like, fuck, they can get really nasty out there, but they were still just better than, oh, I'm going to take your words out of context and make you seem like they didn't even do that. Like something. Now, you know what? I'm not going to say none of them did. Some of them did. Some of them would try to make it seem like I was being, that's a usual tactic. That's a usual overall tactic of people to say, oh, you're being racist against white people because blah, 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 blah. That's why I at certain points didn't believe that Wayward was a troll because sometimes he would use tactics that made me feel like that's a lot of other people, that's a lot of other wannabe racists or wannabe adversaries that I've debated back and forth online that will always say, oh, you're racist against white people because you simply point out facts. I'm not, unless I'm making shit up against white people. Okay, I'll get your whole thing on that. I would be guilty as charged as being, a reverse racist towards white people if I'm making shit up. But if I'm just discussing things that are actually happening out there, that doesn't make me a racist against white people. That just makes me an observer, and not to say that I would never speak or discuss anything that any other race does.
You discuss plenty of things about black people that would make you look like a white nationalist just for having the discussion.
Yeah, so I mean that's all I'm trying to say here. So it's just those things that he tried to do that made me feel like he wasn't totally a troll, and also just made me feel like that he was just
he's not totally a troll. I believe he meant those words when he says them, and he means all his Jew hate, and he means it all. But like I told you before, I don't believe anybody is truly racist, because even the worst of the worst of the worst are always, at least from what I've seen, and as you know from my experience, I've been around fucking Aryan Nation and shit like that, National Alliance, and hardcore skinheads, and they all love a black person. Like whenever they would meet somebody who is not what they think,
or one of the good ones,
not one of the good ones. It's like, I don't, and even if it was, it's not that. I just, like, I know what my grandparents, I would always see, and all their old friends, the light in their eyes around black people who were not feeding into this image, this stereotype or whatever, this type, this mold. And the same thing would go for my skinhead friends, like I told you, London, when he would come by, their faces would light up. Not because it was like, oh, one of the good ones, but because they want their expectations dashed. Like, even if they're a racist and they hate the N-word, what happens is, like, they hate them for a reason because they see them as a problem to society. So when they encounter actual black people, they don't see a problem to society. You get what I'm saying? They see the solution to whatever it is they see as a problem. And generally, it's the same fucking thing you as a black man see as a problem. Like, that's what's astounding, is that most of what you hear from, like, black activists speaking for the black community against black youth or whatever, or the black subculture that perpetrates this or perpetuates this stereotype, they sound the fucking same as what you're going to hear at a skinhead rally.
Okay.
Skinheads are dumb fucking dum-dums who've got to use the fucking words that are polarizing and have no class.
Yeah, definitely.
No couth. Definitely.
And that is and where I'm coming from in that situation, because it's even so much like, and it's not even so much the buzzwords also, because like in a situation with Bill Cosby, for example, it's the connection. It's like somebody like Bill Cosby.
Oh, well, Bill Cosby's a
Beepity boop boop. Rapist.
But see, the thing about Bill Cosby was that I'm putting aside, and it's hard, but putting aside the charges that were against him, I would even say, even before that, I would say that Bill Cosby, as an African American, man who people consider role model, icon for a lot of years, it was a lot of several decades, even several decades, you know what I'm saying, even time before I was even born, that Bill Cosby was just so disconnected from the,
He's
you
a
know
good
what I'm saying,
example,
from the,
actually.
huh?
He's a good example. His like stand-up routines and things he would say to black people are like literally the things that my skinhead friends would say. Like I feel like they fucking lifted his material.
And that's the thing. And then you got him coming out here saying those really stupid, you know what I'm saying, a few years ago saying those really stupid, like stereotypical things about parents in these inner city neighborhoods, you know, and things like that. And it's just like that to me was always, it made me so angry because that was such the talk of someone who should really know that they're just how disconnected they are, you know what I'm saying, from, you know what I'm saying, that community. And to be able to think that he can speak in such an inflammatory way like that because he's African American was just, I just felt like was just really such a, you know what I'm saying, a spit in the face.
I hear you. I don't want to be rude to our guest. Lanny was going to interject something too.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Hey,
no,
go ahead.
no, I was just gonna say that's where people get involved with saying the subversion of culture in the '80s with gangster rap and all that shit, where it turned. Because if you look in the '70s, they say like Motown, soul, it was all sort of a positive. It was a lot of uprising music and more of a positivity, but they wanted to push on a youth culture, just fuck everyone, go live for yourself, shoot your neighbor, you know what I mean? And I liked all of that music too. I liked NWA. I liked a lot of that shit, but I liked it as like an outsider, not actually having to live in a situation where they're saying that's cool to just kill your neighbor because he lives a block away and shit.
But see, that's the thing that I even touched on that a few years ago when I was doing Google, like complete Google Hangout shows, you know, where basically we would speak about the 70s were, you know, the 70s were around that time was a point of people were starting to, you know, awaken. It was like, you know, the Vietnam, you know, war was really a fucking issue. A lot of singers, a lot of bands, and some singers were speaking about some of the situations that were going on, and it started to transition things. Even like with somebody like Marvin Gaye was starting to transition, you know, in the way, you know, in the way his music
They were
was
speaking
going.
against the government. They were singing, and they wanted to stop singing against the government and now start focusing on speaking against each other.
But that was a widespread thing. That wasn't an African American thing. That was a widespread thing. That the 80s brought in consumerism on a wide scale. It was always that became the yuppie generation,
but
the me generation.
consumerism and was what was given to everybody, but they
Yeah.
definitely targeted the black community with illegitimate capitalism, which was that whole thing of where you only have two paths out. You're gonna fucking throw a ball through a hoop, or you're gonna fucking hold this gun and sell this rock.
And see, and the thing about it is, but see, what I want Lanny to understand here is that to look at NWA and say that their music was essentially about shoot your neighbor and do this and do that. It was all, look. It was saying, look, for a lot of people, you may look at it that way. I would urge you to listen to the Straight Outta, you know, Straight Outta Compton album. Really listen to it and hear some of those tracks and really see what's being said.
No, I understand the Ice Cube's message, but you got to understand who was also producing these guys, who was promoting them, who were the owners of that music. You know, but I'm saying like it was a definite ploy on the degeneration to promote those guys. Like you could to put that music as like this is the music you kids should be listening to. And really push that out there as opposed to like a positive, more of a positive.
I agree with Lanny here, H, and you and I have discussed this before. I think you're forgetting. It's how they took a culture that was positive and turned it negative.
But how do you guys? Let me ask you a question. How do you guys feel about Ice-T's music?
I think he's a bit of a joke these days, but
I mean, okay, but how do you feel? How do you feel about Colors? Have you ever heard the song Colors?
Yeah, no, I definitely think he had political stances, but then he is literally working with the shit he spoke against. He's bowed down and just is right involved in Hollywood culture, and he's on TV shows mainstream, and he is bowed down to everything he spoke against in the 80s.
But everything. But see, again, but Colors was also speaking about not only saying, hey, this is what it's like out here in the hood. This was like to be in the gang, but it was also speaking on a level of whenever he went to the hook, he would also have he'd also be speaking from the mind of this young person saying, look, if I had more opportunities in life, to go and do other things, maybe I wouldn't be out here gangbanging. Maybe I wouldn't be out here selling drugs. But this is, but this is the only thing that I got going on out here. You really got to listen to certain songs and see what's happening. Yeah, they're speaking on what's happening out here. And it seems like it's being glorified to a certain extent, but it's all about who you're listening to and getting there, and basically what's being brought across, because we can all glom, all people who were considered involved in gangster rap together and say, this is what they were all saying. This is the common thread of their music. But until you really break down what a certain person was saying, it's about, it was about opportunity. It's about opportunity. And once you get the opportunity to do something different than what you were doing, then he spoke about the cops and everything like that. Is Ice-T a volunteer, policeman, like shit?
A bitch. I'm sorry. I'm not going to let this go on, buddy. Ice-T's a fucking bitch for applauding the fucking racist jokes, so-called, patriarchal supporting jokes, so-called, of the Donald Trump roast, and then turning around and fucking acting like fucking Trump's a big racist white fucking devil. When he sat there applauding him when that was the thing to do, he's a turncoat pussy. Fuck him.
Now, see, I understand Todd's, scope of it, because he's always took a stance, even against one of his favorite groups, the Wu-Tang Clan, as far as some of the things that they had to say, and some of the things they had to say about, about white people, and I honestly had to feel him on that, because I've listened to a lot of those albums, listened to a lot of those songs, and I understand how a white kid would feel really being into this group and feeling like they don't really give a shit about
the
you.
Fugees and Def Comedy Jam were crushing in my youth.
Yep.
Crushing.
Leo Cohen got one, Poe. That's very easy. He was, he was someone who came along later on in the situation. Yes. And yes, of course, folks, you hear it. You see his name. You heard me say his name. Yes, he's Jewish. Okay. But you can make that what you will.
No, he's also horrible. He's also horrible because he held back. I think it was J. Cole had an album that was ready to come out, and it was positive. It was great. People want to hear, but it didn't have like what they wanted out of J. Cole. They wanted some like gangsterism. They wanted something different. So Leo Cohen wouldn't release it. He's held black musicians hostage over and over again for you. I don't know if you're saying you like him or not, but he's a horrible human being.
No, I'm just stating who he is. I have no love for him. Like I say, you have to be careful when something becomes an institution. That's the thing that we all have to learn. And I guess that comes back to that statement of those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. We have to be careful when things become an institution. Def Jam, when it comes to hip hop, have become something of an institution. But you have to be careful with that. Because funny shit can happen, and it becomes less about Def Jam, and it becomes ironic that Def Jam was once about breaking the artists that nobody would want to have anything to do with, and now with this being said, I mean, it's not surprising, but I mean, it's just the way the music industry is overall, and that's why the internet and whatnot is now hurting more of the music industry than what they anticipated.
But isn't the introduction of crack at the same time as the change from soul and rhythm and blues to gangsta rap a little bit suspicious, at least?
Well, I mean, definitely. I mean, but it was always there. I mean, you had you had the last poets that were, that were kind of coming off of that cuff and speaking in a way and basically bringing the message in a way, but having a little bit of, backing music behind it that was sort of kind of laying the groundwork that would be hip hop overall. Hip hop wasn't always just gangster rap, as we all know. It was, and certainly as Todd and I know, it wasn't all just gangster rap. A lot of it was just, it started out as party music initially as a way for crews, instead of being out there in a gang battling, to actually be out there on the dance floor dancing against each other or battling and rapping.
Yeah, like Raw Bass, DJ Z-Rock, fucking, that's the shit that was around. LL Cool J even at the time was somewhat in the early, like he wasn't speaking it, but they wanted to push out Ice Cube. Well, actually, Ice Cube started speaking it good, but like part of NWA, they wanted to start pushing out this angle, and then Boys in the Hood came out, Menace to Society came out, and it just started this degenerate, even amongst white
really was more
teenagers,
than
because
that.
all the white teenagers wanted to be like Menace to Society and Boys in the Hood, and they lived in the suburbs. It was fucking.
But the thing is, though, you have to understand those movies aren't just those movies didn't invent what what was there in LA. It just basically put a spotlight on what was there. Crips and Bloods, gang members, and things like that. That was something that went way before the music even came along. That was something that was more of a society situation, than anything. So that's not a sort of byproduct of what the music was. The music, the music was more of a byproduct of what the culture was and became and what people fed into.
But the
and things
music
like
certainly,
that.
I don't know, man. I think this music bred the culture. Maybe the culture was there, right? But it wasn't mainstream. It wasn't, what's the word, permeating, preeminent, whatever. It wasn't like it is, like it was. I don't know how it is now. But throughout the 90s, early aughts, that shit, everybody wanted to be like a fucking gangster rapper. Everybody was a punk bitch.
But some of us, and then some of us out there was into the De La Souls that were out there, was into the Jungle Brothers that was still out there in the 90s, that was still, into the Nas, the AZs, not so much into just the wild out type of, type of stuff all the time, but some of the stuff to where you can get a little bit of the realism, but also gain a little bit of knowledge at the same time.
I'm upset that you didn't mention Arrested Development. I was waiting for it.
I know. I had that in my head.
But that goes without saying. But also,
look at how they were ignored, and then the gangster rap was pushed. Because those two in the 90s, because I was wrong when I said about the crack, and I was thinking the 80s, but really the gangster rap was the 90s where it really came out. And Arrested Development had no shot. They had the little hits, but that was it.
Because it started because that is what happened. I'm telling you, when people thought that hip hop overall was going to be a fad, a phase, and no one wanted to fuck with it, when they seen that there was potential there, corporations do what they always do. They take what they feel like is the most, is the most profitable part of something, and they turn that into its own entity. That's what they did. The more shallow parts of hip hop, the more misogynistic parts of hip hop, the more, the more materialistic parts of hip hop, the more bravado, egocentric parts of hip hop, they cultivated those aspects of hip hop and basically turned it into mainstream rap. And everything that would become a byproduct of mainstream rap, the more mainstream gangster rap, the snap music, the trap music, the whole dance craze bullshit, the mumble rappers, the old, everybody's from the dirty South, type rap.
There's no genres now. There's just messages telling you drink your codeine and die.
There's some good guys. There's guys like Hobson and certain guys that will still rap good.
Well, I heard Hobson. I actually liked him. I heard him guest on some track on something, and then I checked out a couple of his tracks. I liked them.
Yeah. There's some good dudes out there. That's the thing, but they're not the ones that necessarily you see on the mainstream.
Yeah, like I don't think they count anymore. Like those are bands that could tour and get like small audiences, but anyone that makes money is just telling you to fucking overdose.
Or in the pop world, it's a bunch of sexualization of they raise a Miley up to be just a all sexualized to the youth, and then now she's a normal chick, but it's just they try and subvert all cultures into.
See, I feel Miley was all Miley, and I feel she was actually a bit brilliant. Like she looked at a world full of fucking pedophiles and freaks, and she said, I'm gonna fucking own this fucking shit, and she was
also a kid just going through this shit. So in her late teens, she's gonna be more sexual, and then she's grown up a bit. She's like, maybe I'm not gonna be like that anymore. So there is all that, but everyone's watching it happen at the same time.
She's like, hey, if I lick this strap on, it's gonna it's really gonna stir some waves. And she was right, She fucking made herself a little empire that I don't think fucking Hannah Montana could have gotten. Like after, I don't know if that show was huge or not.
Yeah, I
Oh
didn't
yeah,
have to go through
it
that.
was it was
I had
major.
boys, so I didn't have to deal with that.
Trust me, trust me. When you have a daughter who's, you know what I'm saying, who doesn't even look like this girl, and she was all about, you know, Hannah Montana at one point.
Right.
Yeah, you know it's
But
pretty
even
fucking huge.
so, where the fuck is iCarly now? Nowhere. Where's any of these people? Nowhere. So it's not like that would have necessarily set her for life. You know, I
But
see Disney stars on Celebrity Big Brother and shit all the time. They're on
but see the
reality shows.
But see, the thing is, she worked an angle in a way that was like, you know, that was like sort of, you know, sort of disconnected but connected, you know, because she was the daughter of Billy Ray Cyrus, and there's a lot of
Right. And
people
that's
who still
another
love
thing
Billy
she
Ray.
knew weighed on people. That she was going to get young people, fucking old ass fucking pedos who used to fucking listen to her dad. It's like, Billy Ray's daughter? Let me get a look at that. Like, she
Yeah,
knew what she was doing, and she fucking exploited the shit out of it, I think.
and see her show was basically the perfect way in because it was essentially about her being a pop star. So also while her doing the actual show itself, she was also doing actual music, and you know what I'm saying, and basically and moving towards
Dead
being
Pets is a
an
good
actual.
fucking album. Miley Cyrus and her Dead Pets is a good fucking album. Take some narcotics and give it a listen. It's a Flaming Lips album with
Is that
Miley
her pop
Cyrus
stuff, or
singing.
is it- I like her. I don't mind her as a country singer because I think she's got an okay voice. I don't. The pop stuff, not so much, but
I hate country. Most people I've met in my life hate country music because it associates with rednecks, and every American I've ever met hates rednecks.
I hate pop country. But I like a, you know, like an outlaw country, a Johnny Cash, a Willie, like the old school, all
Like
that
Hank
shit.
3.
Hank 3 is sounding too much like his grandpa. Like he goes,
His
"Right
grandpa's
now,
better than his daddy. His daddy sucks.
I don't mind Hank Middle. The second, he's not bad. He's got some good songs, but overall, like the country on the radio is horrible. But I love outlaw type shit, and even what's that new guy that's actually good and sings really good? Fucking Stapleton, Chris Stapleton has probably got one of the best soulful voices out there on music.
I'm actually liking Wheeler. I'm actually liking Wheeler Walker Jr. these days.
I know that.
I thought he was goofy. I tried one of his songs because he's actually really cool. That guy. I watched him on Joe Rogan, and I watched him on some other bullshit.
Was he the swear guy that makes swear songs? But like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't dig that shit. It's too. It's I don't know. It gets too
I think he
jokey.
makes songs like "I like to fuck her rump
Yeah.
and then smoke this blunt."
No, one of the best is actually Johnny Knoxville's cousin, Roger Allen Wade.
Oh, I like him. I like what's that one? Too Dumb to Die or some bullshit.
Yeah, and if you're gonna be dumb, you gotta be tough. and you
Yes,
gotta-
that
you gotta-
one.
Yeah, she's gone back to Horn. Like he did a bunch on the Stern. It's the Stern Show back in the day used to promote him.
Mm-hmm. I used to call into the Stern Show a lot under all types of different names throughout the years. I actually
Are you
actually
Wolfie?
did Hansy's banning. I did a whole
no.
long
You know, hands.
yeah. Hansy and I actually was just talking to him 2 months ago about some shit. But I was trying to get him to join these shows. But
I'd love to hear that guy. Yeah, because that guy fucking lives not far from me. Just because I know from him calling into the Stern Show, he's near Toronto or whatever.
he's confident I work for Stern and the Illuminati, and I understand why. Because I kind of, you know, like, you know, I had like a lot of Twitter accounts, and I would go and I would plant a seed from one name and be like, "Yo, Hansy, they're banning you on the show, man. They're trying to hold you back." And then I'd have other people come and be like, "Oh, you're a fucking retard. Don't say that. There's no conspiracy." You know, I'd white knight myself, and
But you know, he's like a paranoid schizophrenic. You don't want to fuck with him too much.
well, I didn't really know, because this was when he first kind of started coming on there.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really know how fucked he was. And then I made like a 20, 30-minute video about him being the head of the Illuminati, and and then Stern ripped it off, and because I had sent it to them, and it made its way around the Mark's friggin' and the Mutt channel, like, you know, those big super fan Stern fucking weirdos.
Howard Stern Superfan channel. Whatever.
Yeah, it was shared on all there, and I had sent it in, and Stern has also stolen other bits from me too, because something about Jew teeth. If you ever hear him talking about Jew teeth, that came from Richard Christie, and I actually had the email proof of a video that I made with
Stern's whole life
London
is
H.
stealing everything and then taking credit for everything and taking all the money.
Yeah, so
he's
I mean, I have
horrible.
2 bits that were stolen from me by Stern, and one of them was the Hansy Illuminati shit. He did start playing, like, they made their own version of my video, like with just music and like a little narration, but it was like a short thing that they would play.
Is that the one that we did little spot for?
Yeah, you were in that. Yep, we did that. It's a pretty funny video. Excuse me.
Are
But
you
yeah,
mad that you missed the Opie and Anthony? Because in Canada, I didn't get a lot of the Opie and Anthony, but I missed out on so much of the Bill Burr, Patrice, all these guys that now I'm like, oh man, these guys are amazing. And then Howard Stern took so much of my time back.
Yep.
Fucking, you know what I mean?
I'm going through the same journey right now. You can ask Mr. Williams here. I've been sharing it with him that I'm just now learning about how fucking awesome Opie and Anthony was because I just blocked them out, and specifically the Patrice and the Bill Burr shit.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so many years that way, I just thought it was. You just hear with the pests and that they hated Stern, so you're like, oh, I gotta avoid these guys, I guess, because I'm a Stern guy. And then fucking, you're like, wow, they were so much better and real, and like a real podcast kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, especially listening to the breakup stuff, like all the awkward shit. That's good stuff. Have you seen the documentaries that they make?
Yeah, porcelain and all that.
Yeah. Those are wacky as shit.
Oh, the shit all on Anthony too. Oh my god, fucking. I mean, he's always been a creep, but I've just been waiting for people to really call him out.
All right, well, they have. I mean,
I know now they have, but that's the thing because he is a likable, kind of funny guy, with one-liner dude. But yeah, he's done some creepy ass shit.
Yeah. I don't know that he's a racist or a pedophile, but he is a little too far borderline of both.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like you don't want to really, shout out the guy that's got a lot of involvement.
Hey, the drunk wizard from last night's show is here if you wanted to have any questions for him. I don't even think he knows what happened last night. He blacked out and was probably babbling.
Oh, and hey, Lanny, by the way, man, if you really want to check out a pretty good duo right now, that's putting out some pretty good music, in my opinion, but my humble opinion, and dare I say, I feel like they are the hip hop version of Todd and I, called Run the Jewels. Check them out.
Yeah, I'll check them out.
They're a combination of longtime MC, political activist, you know what I'm saying, great thinker in my opinion. He has a great show on Netflix, by the way, called Trigger Warning. His name is Killer Mike.
Killer Mike, yeah, I know this dude. Okay.
Yeah,
Funny,
and
my
also,
father pointed that out to me, H, the same day that you were bringing up Killer Mike. Yeah, he fucking weirdly points to me, hey, look at this. And I was like, what's that? He's like, trigger warning with Killer Mike. I was like, okay, and? He's like, I watched it. It sucked. That was it.
He was on Rogan, I think, last week. Killer Mike.
He was. And that's the weird thing, like the Killer Mike fucking synchronicity going on, that like he's on Rogan, fucking H here's telling me about him, and then that same day my father just randomly shows me a fucking video.
Because and the reason why I was so on it with you about it, because when I mentioned Run the Jewels to you before, you thought they were at least like some 4-man group and whatnot. I was like, wow, okay, I really need to get across to him who this, you know what I'm saying, who this duo is, and actually just a duo, you know, but yeah, the other guy, you know what I'm saying, the white guy of the group, the Todd of the group, LP, you know, he's he's actually pretty good, man. They're a pretty good combination, humorous at times, but they come out with some real powerful, poignant stuff, and you know,
I think I heard him and didn't like him, but I think I heard him at the same time as RZA and the White Guys album.
definitely not the same thing. Definitely not the same thing.
But it is kinda rapper and a white guy.
But no, rapper and a white guy who's like a musician. You know what I'm saying?
So is the other guy. He's some sort of musician. That's RZA's dream project, apparently, to work with this fucking weirdo.
Who, the Chosen from System of a Down?
No,
But
no, that'd be cool. Hey, while I look for the answer to that, though, did you hear the interesting System of a Down news that there will be no more music because of political differences? Like, apparently, Doleman is a Trump supporter, and him and Serge had a war of words over socialism.
Oh, jeez. Like, I'm getting trolled in this other chat pretty bad.
What am I looking for? The name of the RZA's band and who the white guy is.
Are you sure it's not the bald guy from System of a Down, the guy, the bass player?
Dude,
Shavel?
if he is,
Shavel. It was years ago. Him and RZA were doing a thing called The Chosen.
Oh, no, it's not that. I've never heard. I think I've heard some of that.
It was supposed to come out and it never did. And I was like, what the fuck? I love both these guys and they never.
I think there's some leaked tracks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, there was like one or two. Yeah.
RZA. I'll just fuck. I wish I could.
Is the Run the Jewels? Is it always with Zach De La Rocha as well, or the guy from Sis, or is that just the one song?
No, the Run the Jewels is always a duo mic and LP. Anybody else is just somebody they brought on.
And the new RZA thing is Banks and Steels, Steelz, and the white guy is Paul Banks from Interpol, the singer of Interpol.
Okay, cool.
See, yeah, that
sounds gay.
That white guy looks kind of creepy, but
yeah, but that's way different. Run the Jewels, like I said, if you heard the song now, if you heard the song that I sent you on the live chat, you know it's different. Todd.
I don't remember. Maybe I'll try it. I'm sure I'll try it. I just don't feel music.
Political. Any political music I like usually. If it's anti-government, I kind of get into it.
You said you like political music usually?
Yeah, I like punk rock, all the old folk songs.
That's what I used to like. You ever listen to Sabak Red, either of you? Because you both like political music?
I can't think of that name.
He's a rapper from the group Nonfiction. It used to be Ill Bill, Sabak Red, and I believe Cortex.
I have heard of Nonfiction. I have heard of Nonfiction.
Black Helicopters. Oh, man. They were fucking great.
I mean, like I used to, like, okay, Matt. Hey, Todd, have you ever heard of, you know what I'm saying, a hip-hop group called The Coup?
Nope.
I like that.
Yeah, it was two black dudes and a female that were in a group together. I don't know if it was I don't know if they jumped on the whole Diggable Planets, you know what I'm saying, setup thing, but they were actually pretty good though. I mean, they were way more I wouldn't just say political. They were really, I mean, if you could tell by the name already, I mean, they were way over that. So, and a lot of their music they weren't just political. They were like shit. They almost wanted to actively fucking overthrow some goddamn body.
What decade were they from?
Definitely the 90s. See, that I'm trying to tell you that was the thing about I was listening to the Coup, fucking System of a Down, The Offspring, along with Nas, along with even a little bit of Jay-Z back at that time, because I felt like Jay-Z in the content of his music back at that time was saying a little bit more. It sort of goes and ebbs and flows with Jay-Z, where now he's saying more of the shit that I felt like he was saying in the first couple of albums when he first came out. And things like that.
I always hated Jay-Z and never would listen to him, but I can't tell you why. Because you wouldn't like me anymore.
Because he killed Big L?
No. It's his face.
Oh, it's Kevin.
No.
I don't like his face.
No, that's a personal opinion. That's a way personal opinion though.
I mean, KRS-One's face is a little off, but he's a great rapper. But you can only listen to so much KRS-One before it's kind of like, all right.
No, he does just look like a creep. He looks like he's... You know what? You guys ever had the He-Man, the green guy from the Villain Squad with the suction cups all over his arms and mouth? And then, like, you would stick him to your fridge and shit, or you stick him to the wall, and he had that little button in his belly, and you press it to release the air and get him out. You guys know what I'm talking about?
I didn't get that.
Came out with Moss Man and not remember Skeletor? Like they brought a new villain in, some fucking douchebag with like a spinning head.
What the? Oh,
They brought in a whole squad of douchebags to fight He-Man. They like got rid of Skeletor for a while. You guys don't recall any of that? They wanted to make a whole new line of villains for toys, and the Moss Man smelled amazing. But anyway, Jay-Z looks like that green suction cup faced fucking monster, and he scares me.
Okay, well, that puts it into a little more context. I mean, that goes back to a childhood trauma. You know,
I'm not going to tell you what I used to do with that thing.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe we need to wait till late night to go over that. That would be my my opinion. Maybe during late night snack time, you can reveal what you actually used to do with that action figure.
I won't. I've already revealed what I've done with Icy Hot. That's as far as I'll go.
How often do you guys stream? Is it a regular thing or a once in a while thing or like a scheduled thing?
We are trying to be more grown up and professional. So we're trying to, work those things and, be more consistent, be more, present and things like that. So, yeah, we're going in that direction.
Which means whenever.
We haven't been. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It means whenever. The short answer to that is we stream sometimes.
Yeah, it's not like every Sunday at fucking 3:00 we're live.
We're trying to get there. We're trying to get there, but we're just so, we're just so who we are, man. I mean, that we just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's my natural aversion to that, and I need to work on that myself of being, this guy who's always, because sometimes in my life I'm always on somebody else's clock. So over time I'm trying to get away from that, but I know at certain points you need to do that in order to be seen as more professional and being taken more seriously in the overall landscape. So I have to embrace that. See,
that's what you're trying to do. Yeah, if you're trying to go mainstream, but most of this is just all kind of for fun. I would think.
Yeah, I mean, overall it's for fun. I mean, I would be happy with being a D or E-list celebrity. That would be a great leap forward, you know what I'm saying, for me. I don't have any real aspirations or any realistic goals that I'll be even a B or C list celebrity at all ever in my life. But to be a D or E list celebrity would be kind of cool.
I just want to sell my books so that I can make money to make visual art.
That's your thing.
I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to write and make movies with this fucking guy over here, and I don't even know if we can find a name that will work for the both of us right now. Like a writing production team name thing that
cut it out, you goblin.
Hey, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying.
The Ghost and the Goblin.
There you go. The Ghost and the Goblin.
You can have it for free.
I like it right there, though. Ghost and Goblin Productions.
G&G. And then people think you're Freemasons because you got the G. If you use like a G as your logo, they'll be like, they're Masons for sure.
See? That's
I don't know. I like that. Kind of reminds me of that throwback show, the Ghost and maybe the Ghost and Agent Williams. I don't know.
Well, that is thoughts for further endeavor. But finishing off that thought real quick is, personally, I don't know how YouTube really helps us because neither of us are looking to become like YouTube stars.
No.
But I guess the only way to sell stuff would be, it's ridiculous, but we're not going to the way we are. Yeah. Look, I mean, who wants this? Nobody. And they definitely don't want it more than an hour and a half, Mr. Williams, and we're at an hour and 33 minutes.
Oh, you sure?
Okay, but you know what? But see, the thing is, the transparency that we try to bring that other people are afraid of not being absolute. This is what we bring. We're willing to say, hey, you know what? There are things we need to tweak, and this is one of the things that we need to tweak. So as long as we embrace the the adjustments, the tummy tucks and the lifts that we're going to have to do to make this thing look like a real woman,
Man.
Bruce. We got to make this thing look like a real woman, Bruce. We got to turn into Caitlyn pretty soon.
Oh boy.
So we're gonna have to do some serious tummy tucks, some lifts.
Come on, Mr. Williams. What's the name of that really sexy transsexual?
That does what?
Well, so that we can use a better comparison. I mean, wouldn't you want our show to be like, so who's the who's the hottest transsexual porn star that you watch?
Ew.
There is no transsexual porn star that I watch.
That's
but
the
I
right
will,
answer.
but I will say that one transsexual female that I have to say that was looking pretty good, and I was fooled into believing that she was post-op. But this female called Sydney Starr.
Oh, we're not talking about when I tranny tricked you?
Oh no, not that one.
So that makes two. Well, let's make our show Cindy Starr instead of Caitlyn Jenner, okay?
Yeah. We're ready for that. I'm ready for that. So that's where we're going right now. So, and maybe we need to get back to writing. We need to get back to writing our things, and I need to get back to doing something.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. This idiot Jagaloon, the drunken wizard, wants to come in. Lanny, do you want to hear from him before we go?
Is that the Will guy?
No, he's there too, but he's being a dipshit and won't come in. Maybe he'll come. This is the wizard. This is the drunk. ZZ Top.
Yeah, I could hear him.
Shane, please be sober.
We will give the show a little longer, ladies and gentlemen, because Mr. Wizard is here. Let me just figure out. Okay, here's the right thing. I'm coming, Shanekins.
Man, just please, we need you. We need you flowing a little bit more here, man.
See
what
we do here, Lanny? It's absolute gibberish. And yet people take it somewhere.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I always do. I just go live and then whatever happens.
Yeah. But are you lucky enough not to have these weirdos conspiring around you?
Well, there's a big Aussie crew that they put me on a list. Actually, there's one guy from America, one guy from Australia. They work together, and I'm on a list. They say they made videos about me. I'm an agent. I'm an agent and a Freemason. And
I think our friend Omaha Ben might be on that list.
Oh, Jesus.
Because I remember, was this list going around in some of the larger LARP-associated bullshit channels?
Yeah, probably. These guys are pretty serious about putting a lot of people on a list.
Omaha, was it an Aussie crew who listed you?
Reality Check is an Aussie, but his friend that he works for, Tito, is. Is that guy in here? Where is he?
Excuse me. I fucking linked him. He wanted me to link him. Excuse me.
So, yeah, sometimes you got to send an email if they're on a phone or tablet because the link won't work. If you guys aren't aware. You probably are.
Shane, you've been linked. There he is. Here he is. The drunken wizard.
Oh, fuck you.
Oh, you got a hairnet on his face.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm at work.
Do you know what you did last night?
No.
You caused some dude to change his whole channel around and then a whole bunch of people to talk about him doing that, and I don't know.
He called you a drunk ZZ Top douchebag.
Well, that's why he had the ZZ Top picture on his thing. Okay, I get it now. This guy.
Tell those people to shut the fuck up over there, dude.
And stop breaking dishes.
Stop watching. Stop doing
Oh, you're gonna get shut down. There's music playing.
All right,
Poker face.
let me go outside. Hold on.
Lady Gaga's getting you shut down.
Hold on, I'm going outside.
Well, this guy's got a Jewish star too, as his avatar.
Yeah, they all share the same fucking symbols too. That's the other little weirdness of them. I'm telling you, this guy,
is he in the Navy?
Zero, they're all a bunch of creeps together. Toby, they're all involved in some weird goblin gang.
Are you former military,
Oh, fuck
Mr. Beard?
you.
Are you a military man, Mr. Beard? Or were you? Were you in the Navy? Can you hear me? I don't know if you can hear me. Shane?
Mm.
Shane, were you in the Navy? Did you sail the seven seas?
Yeah.
Did you step off from ports having unprotected sex with many of heavy women?
Sounds like he was going to say yes.
Right.
He's looking at us. Hey,
That beard is freaking me the fuck out. Can you hear us? He can. He's laughing. So he was. See,
I can hear you now.
He's avoiding the question, which means he was a
No.
military man.
Were you a
No,
former military man?
my Wi-Fi just clicked in. What's up?
Were you a former military man?
No.
Are you a former
You're never
military
in
man?
No. My dad was in the military, but I wasn't. My dad was a Navy man.
Oh, a Navy. Okay. All right. There we go. Another Navy guy.
He was in Vietnam and he contracted prostate cancer via fucking Agent Orange.
Quick
And-
amendment. Omaha Ben did not make the Aussie or whatever list. He made Robert David Steele's list for being a Zionist.
Aha, attaboy. You're a Zionist. Well, I guess it's that avatar with the Star of David looking thing. That might get you.
Wait, that's definitely not the Star of David.
No, I know, but
Okay.
it looks like that. It looks like I know. I understand that it's not. I know it looks
does.
like.
Wait, how many points are on that? 6. Wait. 6? Yeah, 6.
I think it's got 7. Is it? Or, we got 6. Okay.
That's
how many
just a cool thing I drew because I was bored and was drawing.
How many points are on the Star of David star? Like on the Israeli flag? Is it 6?
I don't know.
What color is their flag? I can't remember.
It's black and blue because that's the only colors I had for patterns.
No, it actually looks
You know
kind
what
of
I
cool,
mean?
but it definitely
There's
looks
no
like people saw
there's
that.
no symbolism there. Like
It definitely
was
makes you
just-
look like a Mossad agent.
I was
That
I
worked
was
at a
just
fish factory.
And look at Zero's thing and how it's similar to his. And then if Toby, Will, Cade Doppelganger came in, he used to have one more similar. Now his is like a swastika's son. Swastikesk. Not quite a swastika, but it's swastikesk.
yeah.
I think you guys are all Mossad agents. All 3 of you.
what are you talking about, man?
No, not you. Not you. Not you. You're just an American agent.
Oh
He
yeah, of
thinks
course.
him, Lauren, and Will, I believe.
Yeah, he thinks me. He thinks I'm just a double. You know, what I'm saying, a double agent here. You know, working for
Well-
the government, plotting against him as you know, what I'm saying, as everyone else is.
You
What
might be
lends
FBI.
you to
Yeah.
being a Williams? What lends you to being an agent is that I've asked you many times to meet up because I was there. I was right near DC, and you never wanted to meet up. So what's up?
And you're right near
Do you
DC,
Do you
Agent
exist? Do you
Ye-
exist?
DC,
I asked-
because I don't live in DC. That's you. That's
I
your
said
following.
near DC. Aren't you near DC?
Well, if you mean near DC is meaning Virginia, then yeah, sure.
Yeah, I was in Northern Virginia, bro. And
Okay,
I
well-
asked you to meet up many times on air, and you never wanted to meet up.
He probably doesn't want to meet up with a bearded drunken guy that he's met on YouTube. It might be a little awkward.
Yeah, you
But-
put the
Oh,
invite to me to go like on your lake, and I was afraid you would serial kill me.
oh no, that was just to be fucking with you, man.
That was a serial kill. I
That
know.
yeah, that was
I didn't really think you were gonna come out to my fucking. It's not a lake; it's a bay. First off, It's
like
the
a Dexter,
Chesapeake
like how
Bay.
Dexter used to dump his bodies, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I was trying to take advantage of Todd, to be honest.
Like, I gotta run. I think my wife just got home, but I appreciate you guys having me on and meeting all you fellas. I'm definitely gonna come back for more of this enjoyment when you guys do it again.
Oh yes.
Welcome back anytime, sir, because we don't really do anything here, so everybody's welcome.
And I appreciate. And it was fun that you guys stirred things up with Kate because he's a real shit disturber. So I mean that was interesting to me. So
Well, you know what? That is what Todd does oh so well.
That's
Oh,
what
so well.
Zero does. That's
Yeah, I'm kind of known for causing trouble too, so it's fun. Yeah. All right, fellers. Thank you.
all right, and thank you for exposing Team Mossad for us.
Yeah, man.
That was
I
a
can
soft disclosure, but I picked up what you're putting down.
Attaboy, attaboy. All right, guys. Peace.
Until next time.
Take it easy.
Good night.
Well, he was a nice man.
I didn't catch any of the show before this.
Wasn't it nice to just he wasn't here just like screaming racist things and being a fucking weirdo. That was really weird. Like it was really weird to just like have a normal conversation with a stranger, right? I mean, just a little weird. He didn't seem to be trolling or gaming. What a weirdo
I didn't
he
hear
was,
any crazy views because I didn't hear that. But
No, nothing.
All I heard was a really nice guy when I hopped in.
That's what I'm
Look,
saying. He was normal
see
and
the
nice
show
and
beforehand.
pleasant and enjoyable. Totally a weirdo.
And I don't think that anyone whose opinion differs from mine is crazy. I just want to make sure that I make that clear. I think anyone who has a difference of opinion just have a difference of opinion. It's the content of that opinion. So the content of his opinion were very level-headed. It just may have felt a different way from myself, and that's cool. That's all right.
Hell yeah.
It is sad when the normal person is a weirdo because everybody else is a fucking lunatic. Hey, Lou's streaming, our old Nothing member. I wonder what he's doing. Does anybody care?
I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Then we won't look. So
But again, I'm not against having fun at the expense of people who tried to have fun with us.
Oh, I don't want to do that. I just wanted to see what he does. He's playing God of War.
Oh.
All things movie and TV plus mobile gaming from time to time TOO. All right, well.
But I guess I guess that's what he's got to do now. He's got to now sink into, Charles's idea now.
Godwin Poe there, Dobie. He also liked country music, which would be reason not to like him. But again, those things don't matter. It wasn't that. Just that it seemed like a normal human being engaging in a normal human conversation. Unlike you characters.
Okay. Oh, Godwin, wait a minute. Todd did tell me that you convinced him to the Anon van was government agent, so he believes you. That was funny. That was funny.
Todd.
There were people. There were people back. There were people back at that time during the whole Tea Party versus anonymous, debacle, where some people that were shills were trying to embed themselves, into anonymous circles. I mean, it happens when you have a group that's really not a group. Then you have a better opportunity for people to weasel their way in. And I mean, it got exposed. I mean, it is what it is. Does that mean I was a government agent? I mean, okay, who knows? But I mean, the fact that I exposed it, what was I covering my tracks? I mean, let's go ahead and play this game. I mean, it's funny.
Now that, FYI, Toby, was literally going to be brought up, but I couldn't find a clever way to do it, and it hadn't occurred yet. But I had planned on implementing that into, actually, when this character was here, Lanny, I was going to, if the chance came up to explain Mr. Williams, I was going to bring that up for fun, that he's an agent and why he's an agent. It just didn't fit naturally. That said, however, you claim that I'm a bad guy and make you angry for talking about things you say off air. Wouldn't this be the same thing, Toby?
Yeah,
This
but
would be something the three of us talked about. Where's the name Mr. Williams come from? Here's where it comes from. We talk about it last night in private. My tummy hurts.
Yeah, but they're both agents, so what does it matter?
Toby and yes, the Will agents Will and Will. They
Yes. Will squared.
Will squared. That is their agent names.
No, we used to be hashtag Team Williams, but he fucked that up.
Yeah.
He fucked that way up. He fucked that way up.
Yes. And you guys are having a workplace argument, and it's fine.
No. We're not having. See, we're not having a work.
It'll be okay.
We're not having a workplace argument because, again, where I reside, is on a much higher level. As I've often showed. So if you don't understand that, Shane, then I'm starting to have questions about you. If you don't understand that I work on a higher level than Wayward over there, works on. He's a stan. He's a complete. He's a complete and total stan. I
understand when you work with coworkers and they're.
He's not a coworker.
I get that.
He's not a coworker. He's a rookie. He's like a rookie. He's like a
yes.
He wants to be.
You can call him an intern.
So it looks like Toby says he's trying to build a rapport with you by finding common ground in order to reestablish our will bond. Well, Toby, it looks like it's working. Go on.
No.
Guys.
No, he hasn't gone through my 7 circles of hell yet. To even get consideration,
you need to do 33 years of suffering.
No.
6 years in the desert. And
oh no. No.
Look at Thessalonia 12:13. It says the lion, the witch, and the wardrobe needs you to suffer. And then in 6 years, you're going to get stabbed in the stomach and your head split open.
We don't need all of that. We don't need all of that. There's much, we're in modern times here, sir. There's much more, there's much more humiliating things, that will be less final, that can be done to make things right.
That's the best thing that could happen to you. Open the book.
But we'll discuss it. It will be discussed as I, as I think on it, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to make it real tough for him to come to terms. I'm going to give him something that he'll have real difficulty agreeing to. I'm sure of it. I'm sure of it.
I fucking want to see that.
Because
I cannot talk to that guy.
Play the game for fun. What's the first easy? What can you think of? Just think of something. What do you got
for him?
Yeah,
Decats burp. I mean, I say if we were just going just for starters' sake, just for starters' sake, he would have to. Nah, okay, look, see that would be wrong just for starters. But oh yes, live feed. Live feed, blackface.
Oh, I think he would love to do that. Okay, where you going with this? Let's carry. All right, Toby.
Wait, I don't know.
You need a blackface video. Now what must he do in that?
What must he do in that?
Yes.
Oh, he must absolutely, he must absolutely, pop for, the black culture.
Oh, and he's got to twerk.
No, he must absolutely sell everyone on the greatness, of the black culture while in blackface, while taking much abuse for being in blackface. He must still sit there and pop for the black culture. He must also
pop and lock as well.
What did I?
He must also speak on my greatness. As a unifying hero.
God. Oh my
Williams,
god.
Williams, was
Oh my
Toby saying
God.
some racist ass shit
I'm sorry, but I
again?
just realized like how amazing this video is gonna be.
Oh no! Oh, see, just for that. See, Godwin Poe. See, here we go. See how people don't learn. Can I have a watermelon in the background with overalls and play old blues songs? Nope. I tell you what you can. I tell you what you can have now. I tell you what you can have now. You can now not be in blackface. You can be in total whiteface and hot pants.
You had to
You can
ruin
have
it
a
with the watermelon.
You can have a big 10. You have a big 10 to 12-inch dildo. Your choice. It can be from 10 to 12 inches, black, all black, while playing, and you need to stroke that while in the background the music plays. What in my butt?
Oh yeah.
No, I don't agree with this. If he has the black face back on, then I'm on board.
Hey, hey,
So,
hey,
so the blackface
Williams.
got to be on.
Yeah, and do
Williams.
away with the hot pink. I don't care what he's doing with a dildo, as long as he's in the black face,
Williams.
talking about how great you are.
Todd, Williams.
Oh no, but I want that now. I don't want a watermelon in the background with
Yo.
overalls. I want
Yo.
a big black dildo now.
What if
with
he
him
makes a
stroking.
mask out of a watermelon? He hollows out a
Williams,
watermelon.
Todd.
He wears it on his
Todd,
head. Shut the.
Williams.
We're
I gotta
brainstorming
go.
brilliance here, you cunt.
I got to go back to work.
All right, enjoy your
ladies.
work day. If you see
Jesus
Kyle while
Christ.
you're there, tell him I said hi.
I will.
All right.
Williams, I want you to continue that thread because it was fucking hilarious.
Okay, we will. We will discuss this. I told you we're going to discuss this now. Ty wants to discuss it. We will discuss it.
So a watermelon
All right.
helmet, or like even a watermelon like carved into a clan hood. No, that doesn't work. I'm going in the wrong direction.
Yeah, you're making it too comical.
But the
I don't want
watermelon
to.
helmet. Blackface and a watermelon helmet.
But I want to see his fucking face.
Yeah, you can. It'll just be like one of those, one of those short bus helmets, like one of the ones that just covers the top of your biscuit.
What in the hell is he?
He's
What is
joining
this?
back in. I don't know. He's trying to show us his ding dong.
That is so weird. He had to go back to work and now he's back again. What is that?
He's just broken at the moment.
Oh, see, there's no comment now because see now he don't like where this is going right now. See, I'm telling you, Todd, I'm right. He don't like where this is going. See, after that watermelon overalls crack, now he don't like where the shit's going now.
I think not. Well, you did pull out a big black dildo in hot pants. I mean,
Absolutely, I did. And also, what in my butt? You're damn right, I did.
yeah, I don't think that would. I don't see any way.
All right, you jackasses. I joined so I could just listen because I didn't want to go into the fucking. So fuck you.
Well, then mute yourself.
That's what I was doing. So, all right.
Oh boy.
What's wrong? What's wrong, Wayward? That you know what I'm saying? Those the new terms don't appeal to you now?
No,
No.
I think he found the watermelon helmet. I sent Todd a picture for clarification. It will show my face. Yeah, it's a full face watermelon helmet. Like the face is exposed.
But like I said, I see if he hadn't have did it, Todd. See, that's the thing about him. That's the thing why I feel like this is a put on because because a guy like him, I mean, he wants me to like him, but what does he do? What does he try to do? Oh, can I have a watermelon in the background, overall, and play old blues songs? No, you can't. No, you can't play blues songs because you can't hear real blues. Okay, you can't because you can't hear Jimmy Wayward. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. You can't hear Jimmy. I'm going all the way back to White Man Can't Jump, and damn right.
Listen. And all the way back to Rosie Perez's giant pepperoni nipples.
You are nothing if not consistent, Todd. I'm telling you. I will tell you that much, man. But I will say this: maybe I will relent some on the hot pants. Maybe, but I don't know. I think for right now, until you apologize for being for being a wannabe racist, the 10-inch plastic dildo will stay
I
as
think I
part of my
think the whole thing kind of just fell apart now. Anyway,
Oh, really? Why is that? I'm still liking the idea. I'm
well,
liking
I
the idea
mean,
that's
in the
liking.
chat, unless he can erase himself before you see it, it's pretty much he pretty much just bowed out. He tapped out.
Oh yeah, because see that's the thing. That's the thing, Todd. That's the thing. Humiliate others, but see he doesn't want the humiliation himself. The
Why do
watermelon.
you get so emotional, Toby? I know you just woke up, but you're certainly emotionally tinged in your postings.
Big mistake. Because I'm not getting emotional. But see, all those times that I allowed that I wanted you to come on to this show, where Ty was like, "Man, screw it, I'm done." You know, and I'm like, "Well, look, I want to talk to him real quick. Why don't we have him on the show so we can really engage him in conversation?" You know what I'm saying? Trying to do that for you. That was the point I was trying to make earlier. Was you know what I'm saying? Was that here were my attempts when Todd was done with you. Here were my attempts to at least try to still engage you in intelligent conversation and see what could be gained from it. And as usual, you do this type of thing because you don't want to learn. And that's fine. And
It's
that's
like we can
fine.
just have fun. We can have debates, and we can have it all about all of these subjects. Like, but yet, everyone, well, in specific here, Toby, you always want to go to that below the belt thing, man. I don't
Yep.
know. It's sad because we could have just had like something amazing, Toby, something amazing.
But he doesn't. But see, he doesn't have a sense of humor. He's got way too much of an ego. I play along and he wants to humiliate me while I'm truly reaching out. I am just adhering to the rules he has chosen for this engagement. That's what you think.
The
See, the thing
dildo is extremely questionable, but it was never on the table. I would have vetoed that. I already stated my objections to it and how it'll never happen because there's just no human way that would happen. That was just a funny from Mr. Williams here. There's no way, and unless you're crazy, Mr. Williams. I don't think you believe there's ever a way he would have worn pink hot pants and stroked a 10-inch black dildo while saying, I'm so pretty, Mr. Williams is great. With or without the black face. I don't, even with the black face and the watermelon helmet.
and what in my butt? Don't forget that in the
Yeah,
background.
and what in the butt? It still wouldn't, there's no way he would have done that.
I know. And see, this is the whole point. And maybe,
But you could have
and
made
maybe
him
when I'm
smack
reading,
himself in the face with chicken. I love Mr. Williams. I love Mr. Williams. You could have made him do all that type of stuff that would have been truly entertaining for all.
maybe I'm just not ready. Maybe I'm just not ready to. Maybe I'm gonna make maybe everything. This is what I'm trying to talk. That's what I'm trying to say. For what he did, for what I felt like he did, you know. And plus and the truth is, and here's the truth. Here's the hard truth right now. You want to talk about engagement? Here's me. No. Here's me engaging way with real because we want to talk about our engagement. I'm keeping it lighthearted, but here's the real dirty truth. I don't need you to be my friend. You want to be here with us. You know the only way that this is going to work is if I, you know what I'm saying, come out on your side as well. And that's what you want from me. And to get that from me is going to take way fucking more than $5, you know what I'm saying, then, you know what I'm saying, to gain that back from me.
But how he says no option for reconciliation, so I go full nuke at the blip of a goose on the radar, and I'm the bad guy? Yes. Where do you not see an option for reconciliation? the dialogue had already begun. There was no option for a dildo being stroked while you wear hot pants.
Until you made your watermelon crack. So fuck you. And maybe there is an option now.
It wasn't a real option. There was no possibility of it. And
So
yes, going full nuke is the bad idea, because if you really did want this reconciliation, I just want you to like me again, as you say. If that's what you really want, Toby, then you should have just let me fucking do my job and mediate. You two heated peoples.
I'm not heated. I'm just, like I said, that's the truth.
You want him to stroke a dildo. That is not rational thinking.
Todd, do you really think I want? I told you. I said it right here on the show that right now I'm in the frame of mind that I'm going to think of shit that he would that it's going to make it real difficult for him to agree to, because right now,
like I said, the dildo was never on the table. Therefore, the nuclear button from Toby should have never been pressed. The dildo was just a goddamn joke, a weird joke.
Yep, it was a weird joke to make you feel like shit, to make you feel a little bit more like shit in this situation. And I did my job.
He says this in itself leads to the steps of reconciliation. Stop
You
calling him
so?
a Negro then, you fucking N-word.
You think so, but you keep doing the stupid shit that you're doing, and it's not me, man. You may think so, but the shit that you're doing is not landing.
Don't know how one can claim they seek recognition and then in the next sentence fucking pull the fucking Negro card and the tap dance and all, like, it's just silly, Toby. That's all. It's just silly.
I told you, his ego.
You're a silly boy, Toby.
I told you his ego. That was his weakness. I told you, man. Look, I may not know real trolls. I may not have battled real trolls in my time, but the one thing I know how to, what I do whoever I've battled is how to find their weakness. It doesn't take me long to find their weakness, and his weakness is ego. And his, and his perceived intelligence. When you challenge those things, that's where, that's where it really digs under his skin and really gets into him.
See, I wanted to jump in because I knew what he was going to say next, that he's mirroring your statements with his own. And it's just, once again, though, it is so absurd.
You can fuck off.
No, but I'm saying, it is so absurd to think that him saying he wants you to stroke a dildo in pink pants is the same as Negroes tap dancing. It's not. They are not on the same fucking level of play. The fucking dildo thing is just weird as hell and outlandish and clearly not real.
You are not doing okay.
But your feelings about the Negro creature are real. That's where there's this thing.
But like I said, so bottom line, way where you can keep trying to do this if you want to. You can keep trying to make this into a conversation about who I am and about how I feel about certain things. But honestly, we don't have to do this. You can fuck off.
And that's really the best approach between you guys. I mean, it would have been nice.
I've been done. I've been done with you. I don't desire to do shows with you. I don't desire to do anything with you. You know what I'm saying? So if this is where you are and you think this is the way you're standing up for yourself, you've done it. Good show. I'm done with you. We don't have to be friends. I will never like you because you showed me the intelligence of a person that I could never like. Thank you. Fuck you.
I guess.
Fuck off.
I guess, and that does suck because there could have been a lot of good stuff to come from.
He's not intelligent enough. He's not intelligent enough. He's not intelligent enough. He's not. He's not. His IQ score be damned. He's not intelligent enough. Simple. That's what it is. He can't do it. He gets mad. He goes like a little red face. You know what I'm saying? He goes like a red faced little boy, and he wants to go. He wants to go to the lowest common denominator of something to say. That's what he does. That's who he is. Simple.
Well, he says blackface. You say blackface. He says watermelon. You say stroke dildo and hot pants. He says tap dance equals submitting. But it's not the tap dance equals submitting. You could have made a joke about the tap dancing, racial humor. Like it's literally you're using polarizing words.
You know what makes me feel better, William? You know what makes me feel better, Wayward? It makes me feel better that you sit around here on my chat, you know, on the show that I'm on, you know what I'm saying, thirsting for me, you know what I'm saying, to make things right with you. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me feel better. To know that someone like you is sitting around hanging on my every word. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes me feel better. We can end this show. If you want.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, we're done.
It's very sad.
I'm done with him.
It's very, very sad that we could not reach. Not in agreement, Mr. Williams, but that we could not reach, because that's our goal, right? Is to bridge the gap between these worlds and these ideologies and find just ground to chill and have nice conversations from within our differences. And
hey, why isn't Toby on? Like, why isn't Toby here?
He's not, and we're leaving. He's not, and we're leaving. Go away.
Oh,
bye bye. Thank you. See you soon, Shane. But yes, I believe, Toby. I'm sorry. You know, I don't agree with your tactics. I think your tactics are far too abrasive when you're dealing with these beliefs of yours.
Yeah, I know. That's why I never fell for your shit.
Toby.
That's why I never fell for your shit. That's why I never fell for your shit, Wayward. That's why I never fell for your shit, because I knew who you really were.
Yeah, there. That's that. So that's sad. That's sad. We could have gone good places, you guys. But anyway, fun show. Thanks to you news guys for showing up, listening, and checking us out. Appreciate it. Just a bunch of fucking dum-dums talking dumb stuff. And yet we always end up in other people's mouths as something else. So, whatever. Cool. Well, it was a fun show. Most of it.
Yo, no, it was fun. Trust me, because now we got to the real of it. And that's what I always want to get to, Todd. So that's good for me. It works for me because we got down to the real of it. If I cared, I would actually have to reconcile with you. Evidence speaks for itself on how I felt about that. Yeah, you fell all right. You fell, you know what I'm saying? You fell out of fashion. You fell out of grace. You know what I'm saying? And now you're just falling, out of ways, you know what I'm saying? Out of ways to make yourself relevant in this situation. So fuck you. Fail. Learn how to spell one.
Oh, are you still there? I hiccuped you because I pressed the button.
We're done?
No. I didn't end it yet. I just opened up YouTube and another tab, and it made a hiccup stinky fart.
No. I just almost learn how to fucking spell 136.
I believe it was 138. Or no, that's who cares. Look,
yeah, either way, either 2 points up or 2 points down. He should know how to spell. He should know the difference between, you know, between felt and fell.
Well, there is that. Ooh, no. Fuck it. I won't even play a song. I was looking for a song, but I will let this end now. It was nice times.
Yep, but you know, this is what it is. I mean, maybe he'll be cool with you and he'll be a nice little source and things of that nature. But as far as with me goes, he doesn't, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. You know what I'm saying? See,
Is he writing more stuff?
yeah, he's writing more stuff. But you know what? Guess what I'm going to go ahead and do for the first time.
Shut it down.
Yep. Guess what I'm going to go ahead and do for the first time. Fuck you. I'm telling you. Fuck you. I'm done with you. First time ever. Not because of anything you said really got in my skin, but just because. Fuck you. That's why.
God damn it. I want to see if that song Fuck You by CeeLo is allowed. Oh, well. It's not opening fast enough, and I want to end this before anyone else yells at anyone else. Before Shane comes back. Oh, he's gone already. Well, all right. From Mr. Williams to old Tobykins, here is possibly a song, if it's allowed. All right, here it is. Is it allowed? Is it allowed? Ah, blocked in 249 countries, you cunts. Well, all right. Mr. Williams, I'll see you on the next show, eh?
Absolutely.
Pull it is right, Larpolo. Pull it is right. Like Larry Silversnake said, it's time to pull it. Let's let Building 7 drop. Talk to you next time.
Peace. Stay awake, stay aware, folks. Because they are out there. I know.
That's what she said.